I made a grown man cry last year, and apparently they were tweeting about it today. It was under hashtag #ToteSaMosh. So let's see if I can do it again. The overall Net Visionary Award winner for 2014. And you see, I've written this down, but I always knew the day would come when I'd be writing this speech for this person. And now for my favourite 3.5, 4 minutes of every single year. This year's winner is in the business of truth. And so I will start there. A true story about a guy with a wife and kids, a home, real friends, and professional success. A bucket list ticked of all the things you'd want for a contented life. And for most people, this is the happy ending. But for this year's winner, it was just the beginning. So to tell his story, because we are all storytellers now, we write and publish autobiographies with every tweet and Facebook post and Instagram illustration. Comedies, thrillers, romance, tragedies, chick lit and adventures. The story of every human triumph and disaster, of happiness and heartbreak, is being shared with the world with every minute. And it's hard to take it all in, and increasingly hard to make sense of it all. But it was the unique vision of this year's winner to do just that, to make sense of our noisy world and find and deliver the truth in it to us. They always say to write a good story, you should write about what you know. And I think it's true of innovators too. Because more often than not, their creations come from the realization that what they are doing can be done better. But what defines them, however, is not their idea, but rather their courage to make their imaginings a reality, especially when they haven't a clue what they're doing. I mean, seriously, who does that? Well, now I know. Courageous people do that. Courageous people know that a full life means taking chances. It means believing in yourself and trusting in others. But most of all, it means being true to yourself. The overall Net Visionary winner does not go to the person with the most successful business, nor the person who made the big exit. While the visionary may have done this, it is not what defines him. The visionary is the person who has shown the courage of the innovator, who saw that something could be done and without knowing how, set about doing it anyway. It goes to the person who risked the most. This year's winner is the daring disruptor who took on the most fearsome and powerful industry of them all and emerged a battle-scarred winner. He is the person who stayed the course and above all stayed true to himself. For all that he has achieved, he is still a guy with a wife, kids, a home and real friends. His story is a happy one, but with such an adventurous soul, will it ever be full? This is the story so far of Mark Little, and he is the winner of the 2014 overall Net Visionary Award.
But I'll probably creep into the toilets in about 10 minutes' time and shed a tear because Joan has just told a story that is just so beautiful. And I remember the first time I met Joan. In fact, I won an award at this very event in the category about 5 years ago, and I got up and I accepted the award. And the funny thing was, I was crying on the inside, right? I'd run out of money. I was going to steal wallets from the tables. I had so little cash left for my Storyful venture, which was about 7 months old. I had nothing. And I did that remarkable startup thing where I stood there and I smiled thinking it was over. To stand here tonight in front of every one of you, to Lauren Boyle, for example, to hear her story, and to see every one of the winners, I am humbled beyond any words I could ever have. Can I say, first of all, to Joan, there are some things that startups and pioneers have to have, and they have to have management skills and ideas and vision and all those things. There's very few people that can call themselves true leaders. She is a true leader. Joan Mulder. I think there's a question VCs ask you, venture capitalists ask you when you're going for your first pitch. They say, if you fell under a truck, right, would your company survive? And it's one of the criteria for investing. But there's a more important landmark, and that's when the team that you have taken on, and sometimes, and most times, with great personal risk for themselves, they've believed in your vision, they've given up good jobs, they've forsaken great, careers, and they come to you because they believe in you. And the moment they start talking about your business kind of, as a verb, I have friends of mine in Storyful who talk about, this is not very Storyful. They would use it as a verb. The moment the vision leaves you and transfer it to another bunch of people is the moment you know you've made it, even if you don't succeed. And so for me tonight, I accept this award on behalf of a bunch of visionaries I work with called Storyful. Getting bigger. Some members not with us, but I accept this award on their behalf. I accept it on behalf of the people who believed in me, the investors, Enterprise Ireland, Act Ventures, SOS Ventures, and the legendary George Clooney of the Irish investment community, Ray Nolan. I also want to say in this room tonight are people that at the very beginning believed in me. They were there for me when things were going badly. They helped me along. They cheered for me when things went well. People like Neil Layton over there, my good friend, who is the only person I think I know when I left RT, didn't think I was having a nervous breakdown. He helped me, he pushed me forward. And the one thing I would say to you is this, and I'm going to leave it at this. When I started off 5 years ago, I did not believe there was such a thing as an Irish startup community. If someone said to me, against all the competition, Tel Aviv, Berlin, Kinnegad, all the places that wanted to be the startup capitals of the world, why would it be Ireland? Why would it be Dublin? Why would it be Cork? And there's several reasons I say to you tonight that we're at a tipping point. The first is because of the quality of what we've seen tonight. I mean, the people tonight. Someone said to me today that to achieve what Tel Aviv has achieved, we need 20 Storyfuls to exit every year. Tell me, do you think there's 20 companies right here tonight and across this country who could do what we did or better us? Yes, hell yes. For the first time, we can say that without equivocation. We're starting to see engineers who went to Google about 3 years ago. I don't know if you remember, hiring an engineer in Dublin was impossible because they all want to go to Facebook or Twitter. Now they're coming out of those places and coming to us. And more important than all those things, and the incubators, which are superb, that we've got the finance right now, we've got the mentality, there are that intangible thing that transforms a batshit crazy idea to a profit-making business. And we have them right now. And the first thing is mentors, people who have gone through that first wave of the internet and are now still standing and be able to offer advice to everybody else here today. And so many of them are in the great incubators we have. The second thing is solidarity. I don't think there's a startup community in the world, and I've been all over the world now, that has the same sense of support for each other when things are bad, when things are good. And finally, the great thing I think about Ireland today is we've embraced this concept of failure, right? The great Sam Beckett line, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. We have embraced the idea that sometimes the best lessons we ever learn are from the things that we screw up. And I think this concept that we risk, that we take the chance, has been the thing that now defines us compared to 10 years ago. To start a business is sexy, not to flip a property. And the reason it's sexy is because we're all risk takers in this room tonight. And I can tell you right now that I stand here humbled by a success that came to me because of other people mainly. But it's all the more sweet knowing how many failures I had along the way. And that's something I want to celebrate with you tonight, our failures. Our risks, the things that we did to risk everything for our dreams. And every single one tonight knows exactly what I'm talking about. I won't labor the point. I just want to say thank you, Joan, for honoring me tonight. Thank you for the association for doing this. And if there's one hope I have, is that everybody goes out there and fails better for the next year. Thank you.